So, welcome. It's a joy to and an honor to be here once again with the beautiful Lisa Natoli, talking about her upcoming 40-day online retreat, which is completely free if you don't know that. And it actually starts on Wednesday, June 10th at 1 p.m. Eastern. So I'm just really excited to get into what's ahead. Before we begin talking about the program, I just want to say that a lot of us, myself included, um, read the books, we've practiced the meditations, we've tried to shift our thoughts, but it's not about changing anything about this self, the false identity. There's nothing to fix or change. There's just such freedom in that. And that was my experience going through the 40-day journey. It just really allowed me to go deeper into the recognition of what I am. And it's not a program of adding more things to do. I feel like it's more of a gentle undoing and being more of what we already are. So today is just really an open space for you to feel into that. Feel into, is this something that resonates with where I am right now? And to help us explore that, we have Lisa here. Lisa, official welcome. It's so good to be with you
Thank you so
again.
much.
Yeah. Um, Before we dive in, I will also say that I want to take a moment to congratulate Lisa because you just released a brand new book called The Joy of Being.
I did.
Yay! Mine is
Yay.
actually arriving tomorrow. I thought it was going to be here earlier. Not.
I actually got my copy like with everybody else. I didn't get a proof ahead of time. I just decided I'm just gonna like I self-published it on Amazon and it's gonna be on Barnes and Noble soon too. Um
Yay.
so yeah, I got it like and people had actually got the book before I got the book, so it was kind of funny. It has arrived.
Yay. I know I can't wait. I can't wait to dive in. But yeah, I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but knowing you and your work, I already know it's going to be incredible. Because what I love about everything that you and what I've read too, it just feels so aligned with what we're talking about today. You know, it's not another book about fixing ourselves or becoming a better version of ourselves. It's really just pointing back to what's always been here, the peace and the wholeness and the awareness that isn't broken and doesn't need improvement. And honestly, that just feels very much like the spirit of the 40-day retreat coming up too. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm so happy to be here and thank you, Jody, for, really wanting to do this once a year. We do this 40-day program live. So it's now, it starts next Wednesday, June 10th. It is 43 videos that I recorded, I believe in 2016. You're going to notice my hair is crazy short. I'd gone to Brittany, France with a friend of mine and chopped my hair all off and was just kind of lifelong. This is what I do. I shave it off, I chop it off, I let it grow, I chop it, I shave it. It's just like whole big thing with my hair. But anyways, it's the content is timeless. And that's what I've been told again and again. And this really is a pre-launch call today. So it really is just a way for everyone to get ready for 40 days. It's a way, this is being streamed on YouTube for people who've never heard of the 40 day to hear about it today or in the next week. If you know of anyone who's struggling, please let them know. It's a totally free 43 day. It's 40 days plus 3 days of prep videos, getting ready videos. And some people would charge, no joke, $1,000 to $2,000 for the program you're about to do. Um, and Bill Free, my husband, and I were always really clear. We just always wanted this one to be free. And it actually isn't even one of those ones where you get to the end and there's like some sort of now buy this kind of a thing. There's none of that even. So You sign up, and yes, you are on the Center for Awakening email list by signing up. You will get their other emails. And if at any point you're not interested, you just hit the unsubscribe button and it will just delete you from everything. But this program is something that was a paid program years ago. In 2009, I started the 40-day program. It was a coaching program. I worked one-on-one. I had weekly uh, phone calls and Zoom call or Skype calls back then with everyone. And and it was amazing, right? Everyone loved it, but I physically could only work with maybe 14 people within a 40-day period because it was, I had to have phone calls with everyone all day long and around the world. So I really was feeling I want more people to reach this program, which means I have to take myself out of it. I have to take myself out of the equation. And the second thing that I feel was the most important was, and this is built into this 40-day program, is, and this is kind of how it goes with coaching. Like there's there's this thing that's set up where there's like the so-called coach or teacher and the so-called student, and the student asks questions. It's just the nature of that dynamic. And I could see people were looking to me for answers. Like it's just the nature of how that dynamic is set up, right? And I've always felt like I know everyone has the answer. I already know the way intelligence works, that if we're quiet enough and still enough, every single question you have about absolutely anything at all in this moment, you already know the answer to. And it's not you, the mind. It's not you, the limited self-identity. It's the allness, the intelligence, the presence. And so I had those two things going on back in 2010 when I was considering just literally deleting the paid coaching thing and creating something that would be available to everyone so that more people could do it, and to take out the looking to me for answer thing. And so I created the first one, I think in 2012, I think was the very first free 40-day program. And then I updated it in 2016. And I just want to say why I did it, why I updated it. This is kind of a funny story. My mother, who's still around, beautiful, lovely lady. I love my mom, but she is such a beginner, has interest in spirituality, but doesn't know A Course in Miracles. I'm of the camp no one needs to know A Course in Miracles. Like if you're doing it, beautiful, but you don't need to do it. So I actually saw my mother sign up for the 40-day program back in 2012. And I was like, my mother just signed up. So I actually created the first 40-day program for my mother, and I made it super beginner. I so beginner. It was like, okay, I just was speaking to my mom, and um, it had a whole bunch of other things in it. It had like Esther Hicks, Abraham Hicks in it, and it had like the basic. And then I saw from the people that were writing in, like it was too basic. So I upgraded it in 2016. So that's the program that you will receive. And the premise of it is based on Jesus the man from 2000 years ago, who at the age of I'm going to say 32, when he realized that he was done being a carpenter. I take that back. He was 30 because he went when he was 30, because he went to the cross at 33. So his ministry was 3 years. What happened was that he was a carpenter. He, as a boy, was exposed to a lot of teachers from India. Many say he went to India, that the years that the Bible, he's like, where's Jesus? It's said that he was in India and studying under just different teachers, and then he lived his life like we do. And his father passed away, and he was responsible for the money and working as a carpenter. And when he was 30, and this is the important part about the 40-day program, we all come to this place in our life when we see what we have been doing is just finished, right? You just come to this place and it's like, whatever I've been doing, it's just finished. And so he then went into the desert, and he didn't know how long he was going for. And that's what the 40-day program is based on, is that it's an invitation for you to have that same experience that Jesus had, where you just recognize you've tried everything, you've done everything, whatever it is for you, and now you would like to go into a quiet space. That's what the 40 days really about. And I created it like this, is that is thank you, Jody, at the beginning of this for saying it's not about learning more things. It's not about becoming someone different. It's about really being intentional that for the next 40 days, and I have a calendar. I use a paper calendar still. I find it helpful, but however you use a calendar, to be intentional, to kind of look at your calendar and say, okay, for the next 40 days, starting from next Wednesday, this is kind of the getting ready pre-launch call, but that you say, okay, June and July 2026, I'm just going to do it. You're going to receive a video from me every day. They're I tried to keep them short. Some of them are, I can't remember exactly, but they're like 10 minutes. Some might be, I think the beginning ones are a little bit longer. There's a practice every day. And the intention as I created it was that everyone who does this will have a direct experience of the stillness, of quiet. And as Jesus did, eventually you have an experience of oneness. You start to experience oneness with what he called the Father. And I'm not a religious person, but I'll use the language and God and the Father. But the Father is the self. It's just our eternal, changeless nature that's pure intelligence, which we have ignored when we're paying attention to problems, worrying, stories, past, future. So to me, this is an invitation for everyone to say, okay, that would be cool. Like that would be cool to like have 40 days when I can see things differently. And I want you to just right now think of a difficulty you have in your life, like something that's been an issue for you. It can be physical pain, it can be a money thing, it can be politics, it can be a relationship, a person, health issue. It's something that's really in your life, like something that's really difficult for you. And we use the practical things. And if anybody wants to put it in the chat board, be my guest. But we start with the things that are really calling our attention. And the way I've seen it is that we allow it to be present in your experience, no longer trying to get rid of it, but just allowing yourself to be in this quiet space. And this is what Jesus 2,000 years ago called the devil. It's what the Bible calls Satan. It's not there's this entity called Satan. It's our difficulties that keep calling to us. That's the devil. That's the Satan. It's the thing that's trying to grab us and distract us from experiencing the perfection and the wholeness and the oneness and the love and the peace and the joy. And and then we just allow ourselves to undergo this experience of transformation. So I'm just going to give it back to you, Jody. From there's my introduction.
Perfect. Thank you. Oh, Lisa, you just make it so practical and simple, but at the same time, very powerful. It really is a powerful 40-day journey. I just put the link in the chat in case anybody wants to explore and or are feeling called right now to sign up. Um, so just to kind of give you a little bit of a feel for the structure of the retreat itself once it starts. Again, like Lisa said, it's 40 days, it's one lesson per day. You'll receive a daily email with the lesson video, and not before so you can go through the journey with others. There are live calls throughout the journey. So some dates to remember are Wednesday, June 10th at 1 p.m., which is next week. That's the kickoff call, and you can join on Zoom. Unfortunately, I won't be able to host that day, but the lovely Bill Free is going to be with you, Lisa. I think you know him.
I know that guy.
Um, but yeah, I really encourage everyone if you are going to sign up to join us on this special kickoff party. And that's where we'll start on prep day one. And then we'll do a halfway call, which is going to be Wednesday, July 8th at 1 p.m. Eastern as well.
July 8th. No, that's I have oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I'm looking at a different
June.
event.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay, July. Okay, I have that
You do.
1 p.m.
Okay.
halfway
Yep.
call. Okay, good.
Yeah, 1 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
So July 8th at 1 p.m. Eastern. And then we sort of have a just a sort of a celebration of what's next call on Wednesday, July 22nd at
Mm-hmm.
1 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a time for everyone to look back and check in with yourself and ask Lisa some questions. And then once you do sign up, you'll also be invited to join us on Facebook, where you'll see daily posts. You can ask questions. It's really a beautiful space just to connect with really loving people on the same journey. So that's a really good place, but you do have to sign up first, otherwise
And
I
when
think
does the Facebook group open?
that opens that day. So actually, I think it opens the day before, the 9th.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yep. Um, so yeah, so those are just some dates to remember. But again, like Lisa said, the structure isn't the powerful part. It's what happens when you actually stay with it and you really commit for the 40 days. Um, yeah. So before we open up some questions, I feel compelled here. Let me pull this up. I just want to highlight some really powerful comments and remarks from past attendees that are just really beautiful, and I feel compelled to share them. So I'm going to. Lisa, you might blush because it's all about you, my friend. Here's one from Kathy. Kathy says, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. This time, you, Lisa Natoli, were my perfect teacher. This reality of love will now permeate with all its power in soul, heart, and mind every moment in my daily activities. And then here's another one from Amy. Dearest Lisa, it is in deepest gratitude I thank you for this opportunity to open the door to this lovely teaching and practice. I have had the course for 15 years and with your guidance have discovered a whole new perspective. This time has enriched my understanding and inspired me to continue the practice. Blessings, Amy. And then one more from Diane. With deep gratitude, Lisa, for this magnificent, inspirational 40-day program. I have paid thousands of dollars trying to figure out life and the meaning to it all, and you have answered everything. I now have clarity, knowledge, and purpose. Most individual mentors, teachers, and gurus and such make it so complicated. Here you have made it so simple and easy to understand that the truth isn't that complicated. This has changed my life and how I now see people. I'm still a work in progress, but I have the skills now to move beyond the self. So thank you for all that you do. Blessings. And honestly, I could spend probably the whole time that we're here just sharing more sentiments like this, but I really feel that they capture
Hmm.
the essence of you as a teacher and so simply,
Those are so
really.
great.
Yeah.
Those are just so lovely to hear because my intention always, because of the way I learned and the way I continue to learn, is that it has to be practical. It has to be down to earth. It can't be conceptual. It has to be something I can understand. It's like, okay, all of these words. I mean, A Course in Miracles has so many words, and it's the most beautiful teaching. I absolutely love A Course in Miracles. But I really wanted for the 40 day to like take the best of it, like the best that was helpful to me as like a kickoff to someone having this 40-day experience where they could see themselves different, where they could really see, I see like in the board, someone's having difficulty with disruptive neighbors. Attacking my body is one of the comments. The thing that's grabbing me is the stress fear over our teenage son's relationship with the screens, phones, and so we we take the things that are actually in our experience, and what I've hoped to do with these practices is that you're not going to get rid of them. You're not going to like say it's an illusion and it's not real. My invitation is that you meet it and see it differently. Let me see my relationship to this body differently. Let me see my sons in the truth of what they are. And so it's this shift out of, like I'll just use the one. I don't know anything about, the situation with the thing grabbing me is the stress, fear over our teenage son's relationship with screens. But like, I'll just use that one as the example. So normally what we do is when we have a difficulty in our life, and that's such a good short comment, the stress, fear over blank, we react and respond out of that place. That's just what we do. We've habitually been taught to do that. We've been habitually taught worry, stress, and fear are normal, and we live from there. So when you use like Bible quotes that I live and move and have my being in Christ, for example, very religious type languaging, but that's the truth. Like when you can start to live and move and have your being in self, in Christ, in whatever word you want to use for that, which is love, you respond differently. So when the shift has been made, when you naturally move out of fear and worry about anything, about your children using the screens, and then from a place of love and appreciation and gratitude, there's a different seeing from that place. And then there's also a different response. And the people in the situations start to respond also differently. And then that's one of the things I love about practices like this is you get to see it in your own experience. That's the best part. Like it's just like you start to see, oh wow, yeah, it makes a really big difference. Well, my favorite one, anyone who's actually, we're just gonna like swing over to the gallery, see all of you. Hello. How many of you have done the 40 day before? Lots of hands up. Who's never done it? Who's here for the very first time? Oh, wonderful. Oh, yay. And so I love that. I love people coming back and I love people doing it for the first time. And I do really, I'll talk about this next Wednesday when we do our opening Zoom calls to kick it off and get it started. But when you do this kind of work, even though they made the videos super simple and down to earth and practical, it is going to stir up things in you, like any new thing or you're seeing things differently and you have a willingness to show up differently. It can cause a lot of like, oh, I'm not. I don't like her. I don't like Lisa Natoli. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. Just people like hit day 7 or something, and they're just like, you know what? This isn't for me. And I just encourage you to keep going because any resistance that you experience is just normal. It's just normal. It's just normal part of transformation where the mind that has been habitually living in chronic fear knows what's happening. It knows. It knows, like, oh no, she doesn't want to be in fear and conflict anymore. Uh-oh, we better create some resistance here so that you don't continue. And so that's why I think a commitment to the 40 days, no matter what shows up for you, is actually important because everyone hits some kind of resistance in this. We've seen thousands of people do this program before, and we've seen all the messages, which I love, and it follows the same formula. Like it's the same thing where people say, "I'm glad I kept going. I'm just glad like I didn't give up." Because it's only 40 days and it's going to go very fast. And that's really my encouragement for everyone here is just give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance to allow something new to happen. And and I love that there's a Facebook group also. You don't have to be in the Facebook group, but for anybody that wants community, wants just to kind of keep remembering that you said yes to this and that's a really good just feature, which isn't featured any other time of the year except for right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the Facebook group too because that's where like the magic happens of just connecting and sharing. I share daily quotes, like just reminders in there all the time, just for us to stay in it. And Lisa, what you said too about the resistance, what kept coming up as you were speaking is that it's all just coming up for healing. The resistance is just coming up for healing, to be seen. Yeah. So, and on that note too, you did touch on how everyone is at different places in their journey. So we would really love to open up the chat or the Q&A if anyone wants to come on and questions. Lisa, I know this is your favorite part, connecting with people. Um, so
I just want to, before, I just want to say to this comment, which we just touched on, any alternatives to Facebook, I left social media. So no one needs to be in the Facebook group for this. So it's only at like an add-on for the once a year live element.
yeah.
And so this program was actually created by me to be like stand in the desert by yourself and not be in like a social setting anymore. So it was really created just with the videos and the practices, which everyone will get in their email box. And then you'll be have a link that will take you to the member area where you'll see the video and the practice. So no one needs to be on Facebook. And so if you're not on Facebook or you've left social media, you're not missing out on anything. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's not necessary.
Hmm.
Just an added little thing. So yeah, we'd love to open it up now. If anyone has any questions that might be arising for you, whether it's logistical or about the program itself or about the content or for Lisa. Libby, here we go. Come on down, my friend.
Hello. Um, I've already experienced resistance before this call. Ever since I decided to do it, I've had days where I'm resistant to it. And for me, um, I've had a number of moments where I completely just watched what was going on without judging it and just let it arise and let it be just without even giving it a concept. And that did not feel good. It felt blank, empty, and alone. And so I'm afraid that I don't want, if that's what I'm aiming for, I don't want it.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on. I'm sure you speak for many people. Just that there's resistance and the program hasn't even started yet, so that's normal. And and it's good that you're just speaking up about it and that's why I always mention it, because it's part of it. It's just, and w- the mind that lives in the separation, it's so habitual and chronic. We've been living in it for decades, all of us, right? We've been living in this like gotta fill every moment with activity, and I have to know what's going to happen next, and I need to feel safe, and I need to feel comfortable, and I need familiar, and I need, it's like that's the human condition. It's just like I need to feel in control. I need to, I need to know what's going to happen next. And I can't tell anybody what's going to happen next because this is an entering into a desert experience, and it's not scary. I mean, it's only scary with the normal resistant thing, but this is why Jesus to me, and I'm not a religious person, but when I was, 32, 33 years old, I started looking at the Bible and reading about him as the man, as his journey and the things he said to his disciples, and was like, oh, that's so cool, like that he left his life and went into the desert and this quiet space to just not have a plan. That to me is like the whole point of this is like to enter into something and to see what happens. Like and that's also why the 40-day desert story from 2000 years ago is also cool because first the so-called devil tempts you with your worst fear. And once you've gone through that, like you're not like going there. You're like, you know what? I'm not like going there. Then it tempts us with all the gifts and glitter and gold, and I'll give you the kingdom, and I'll give you the keys, and I'll give you all the, friends and fame and money. And so the mind will come at us however it thinks it can to distract us from experiencing oneness. And what you've already explained or experienced is that it feels blank because we're not used to it. We're so not used to it that it feels uncomfortable at first. Like it just feels like there was nothing there. It was just, so that's why 40 days is a good amount of time to just let yourself do the next day, show up again. Just let yourself just be good. And, it's to me, you're going to be listening to me I'm not scary. I'm not, you're going to be getting the same me in your face like this, saying things. And I make little charts and I have like a little drawing board or I make little illustrations to describe more difficult conceptual spiritual ideas, and but people still get disturbed. I've seen all the messages, people just they don't like that I use the word God in there, I use language from the Course in Miracles, and so I've heard it all. And but I also have seen the messages from the people who stood in the resistance and included it into this. They're like, oh, okay, let me not run away from this. Just let me, as you like, you didn't run away. Not only did you not run away, you raised your hand and you're here. So you see, like when we face something, it it changes it, and that's what you start to experience. And so I really just want to thank you, Libby, for just being here. And yeah, thank you.
All right, we've got Beverly. Come on down.
Hi, nice to
Uh,
see you, as always.
right. Um, I'm studying very seriously A Course in Miracles, and I'm doing the workbook lessons and following with Bill on the lessons weekly. And I'm already finding things that are coming up, and I'm releasing them. I guess I was wondering if it's similar, kind of a similar experience where emotions come up and you deal with them with the Holy Spirit and clear them. If it's kind of a similar process or how this is different.
Yeah, well, this one is different than Bill because Bill is more non-duality. So this one is more focused on A Course in Miracles, and it's it's just has many practices though. Like my favorite of all is actually halfway through it, like around day 20, the pause. And every day I have a different practice. Like the very early practices are about having a relationship with God. So, and then I say all the different names for God, like that it's not a God out there and God's not a he or an entity. But the invitation for the 40 days is to have, preferably at the beginning of every day, quiet time. So you sounds like you probably already have that, but most people don't. Like a lot of people are so busy, the second they wake up, the phone's like on their bedside and they're scrolling and they're seeing what news happened while they slept and what text messages come in and the mind is just like now it's on. What do I have to do today and what day is it? And off and running, right? So the thing that most of us have most if you're not on a spiritual path, you might not have it at all, but I know you do. But to have quiet time where you're just resting, like just getting to know this presence because it's not somewhere else. It's not, and I'm just answering your question for everybody right now because I actually know you, so I know you know everything I'm sharing right now. But it's to be able to experience directly for each and every one of us in our own different way what it feels like to rest in presence and to start to trust in this intelligence that Course in Miracles calls God, and to have a relationship with it, like to have a relationship with this light, which is what God is,
Mhm.
and to start to listen to it, to start to trust in it, to start to know it, to start to recognize it. Like, and it's so foreign to most people. We're not used to having, you know, a relationship with the invisible. And so it's different probably than what you've been doing because it is more Course in Miracle focused. And the other thing I just want to say, just from what you just shared, is another common thing we hear is people feel overwhelmed. They feel like, oh my God, it's 43 videos. I gotta practice now. We often get people that saying, well, I'm doing the workbook lessons and now to do this. Should I do this first? Should I do that second? Is this gonna contradict each other? I mean, and for me, like, I just encourage everyone just to find the way that works for you. If you have access to these videos once you sign up for as long as the internet lasts, right? Okay, so it's not the videos don't go away. So you don't actually have to like do them every single day and keep up. If it's too much, a lot of people go on holiday, it's summer. So some people go away during the 40 days. It's so
Right.
just to be able to take it gentle.
I do.
Yep.
I already have a relationship with God and
Yes.
Jesus, and I'm wondering if it's going to be redundant.
Yeah, well, my thing is, as you're signed up and see for yourself. So I would just get the videos, see what you think. If it's too basic or too beginner or too whatever, not for you, trust in that. Just go, you know what? This is this is really basic. I already did this already, and
I'll check it
however.
fully. I'll check
Yeah,
it fully first.
but that's the beautiful part about a free program is it's not costing anybody anything. So everyone can just get the video and find out for after a day or two, like, oh, yeah, I'm way past this. Or maybe it's really reaching you and saying, oh, wow, these are good reminders. This is really like good reminders for me to see things differently, to pause, um,
You may have some good pointers for me also.
yeah, I mean, like some of them are so basic. Like there's things that were so helpful to me. For example, like something I always do to this day, because I still read stuff or get triggered, or my telephone. I'll sometimes will write someone real fast. I'll just text someone real fast. But because I've trained myself, I don't send it straight away. Ever. Whenever I post something on social media, I might come out fast, but then before it goes public or before I hit the send button, I'll just rest for just an instant. Let me just rest. Am I to send this? Am I? So you start to get into this new practice where you're not reactionary anymore and you're given more space to things. And there's so many times that I'll post something on my Facebook wall, and when I give it a minute, I'm like, why am I posting this? I don't need to post this, and I'll delete it. And it's like, oh, huh, cool. So things like that. It's real practical. And again, once you get in there, you'll know if you want to keep getting the videos or watching them or not. And that's why I said I know you. So I already know you have a very, deep relationship and understanding. And at the same time, I happen to be a lifelong learner and I love finding new teachings and ways of things being expressed. And so I know I that's like the Bible calls fresh manna, right? It's like if we come with fresh eyes and we don't show up with oh, I've already heard this attitude, like it's always fresh. It's always, but you'll know.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Doing this, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you, Beverly. All right. Let's
Could
bring
I just say something?
Cindy. Who's speaking? Where are you?
Martine,
Oh, yes. Come on down.
Yes. Um, I just want to say, like in response to Beverly, like I did the 40-day once before. And I already had a deep relationship with what I call the divine, but doing the 40-day and I'm redoing it again because there were some things that, when I started, I don't remember the exact phrase that it was, but it was like, I see the light of God inside of you, and every time you would see somebody, you would say something. Maybe it was not the exact words, but that's kind of what it meant. And in my other trainings or in my other encounters, when I go and I leave everything aside and I come to that connection with the divine. I had never done that before, but doing that, I remember because I continued to do it afterwards because that was one of my, like uh, favorite things. And one day I was working and I had a mystical experience where everyone that was appearing, and I worked with the public at the time, and in a bistro, and everyone that was appearing to me, I felt like they were my brother and my sister. It was not just I was saying it; I just really felt like they were my brothers and my sisters, and like I felt so much joy in my heart, like this was a Christmas reunion with all the members of my family. It was just so I think, I don't know. For me, I think even if we already have um, an an established relationship with God or with the divine or with the energy, I think the Course in Miracles and this 40-day is like you say, Lisa. If we approach it with a fresh mind, it's just awesome. And thank you, Lisa.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I love the comment too that's on the board. Like everything you're saying just resonates with the comment that this is the seventh time someone's done the 40-day, but it's a bottomless treasure chest. And see, that's the thing, is like every day for myself where I am right now is always a surprise. Like it's just I have the same experience that you do of just like when you start living from this beingness, which is pure love, and you have a willingness to walk in it and abide in it, and all of a sudden, like everything looks different. Like you see people and they're just your friends, like I see people wherever I go in the gas station and the supermarket and it's like as our eyes are open, like our eyes open up where we're not just habitually, going through the day bored and like, oh no, another day. I can't wait till something changes and I have more money or blah blah. It's like a child again, where the child is just so full of wonder at all the sights and the sounds and the new people and so that's the joy of it is where it's really like Jody said, so accurately at the beginning of this call, it's not about us learning anything new. I mean, so many of us have been on a spiritual path for absolutely forever. We all know the language, right? We all know, this practices. But the difference is when you start to really experience it, like it's direct experience. And I just love what you shared and that you came on and said that because this is available for everyone. That everyone have that experience that you're having where you see like it's just like, oh wow. It's like all this love. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Martine. All the comments are reflecting that back too. 7 times and twice. Hi,
Hi, Cindy.
Cindy.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yep.
Okay, you can. Okay. I just wanted to echo what Martine said, and I got on the call a little late. Maybe people already said this, but I've done the 40 days several times as well. And if anyone is having any like doubt, resistance, all I can say is by the end, you want to find a way to hold on to Lisa because she makes it so um just real, and that you can do it and it's not out there somewhere. And that's, I just love the way you've taken the course and put it into the 40 days. It's amazing. It truly is amazing. So if anybody's just like, I don't know, or like Beverly, what you were saying, I I just can't even say enough how in love with it I am. So thank you. I just wanted to say that.
Thank you so much. It's so funny because from my perspective, I created these videos by myself, in my, wherever I was, and Bill was there, and that I'll get messages, but still when I hear, oh wow, there's people out there doing this program and being affected and changed. I mean, I have so much appreciation for that it's reaching people in this way, because that was what I always wanted. It was just like, oh, I really want to create it where it's not some great big thing and I'm some, great teacher that knows everything. I just want people to experience life differently. And that was always my goal, is like, I just, even the videos, like at the time I created the videos, everyone at that time in the world, it was like the internet was, Instagram was kind of coming, and everyone was hiring big teams to make fancy videos and fancy graphics and fancy animation and all of that kind of stuff. And there I am with my little like stick drawings on the paper board, and I was like, yeah, this is fine. And I discovered it is. Like I was like, oh yeah, I don't need fancy, and nobody needs like intellectual. They just need to be reminded you can do this and it's available. And I love to like just I just feel like it's so important, because I know a lot of people drop off, around day 10, just because life is so busy for everyone. That I know for sure. Everyone's got a lot going on. And if you stick through it to the end, that's like, just to stick through it through the 40 days. Just be like, all right. And you don't have to do it every day. Just to say, you know what, I'm just gonna make a commitment to this, and you do see things differently. So thank you so much, Cindy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And you really are making huge, huge difference. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. Yeah, and I'll reflect that too. It's an opportunity to just go deeper, deeper and
Yeah,
deeper.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think I see any more questions in the chat. Do you see anything, Lisa, that I might be
No,
missing?
but really grateful for everyone being here. And I guess the only thing I can say is like, just if you've done it before and you love it, just to let people know. You can share this video is going to be in YouTube. So if you are on social media and you want to share, that send people to the YouTube to watch this video. Or just send people to the 40-day sign up link if they don't want to watch a video. But yeah, thank you, Jody. Everybody, it's Jody and the Center for Awakening that are making this live program happen, because it's just I don't do it anymore. And these guys are like, okay, once a year, Lisa. And I'm like, oh, perfect. And so to me, it's really my heart and my gratitude for Bill Free, the Center for Awakening, Jody Agard, Lori Stoiko. I mean, just everyone who's supported the 40-day program for all these years. And for you showing up, thank you with all my heart. So I'm excited, and I love you guys.
Yes, we truly love to have you with us, so we hope to see you there. All right, everyone. Well, thank you. This is the end of our connection, and hopefully we will see you next week on the 10th for the kickoff.
Bye bye.
All right, bye-bye, everyone.